Why do I keep doing this? How does this keep happening? I mean, I kind of know the answer to that, but I don't. I'll pretend like I don't know the answer to that. There we go. Oof. All right. Oh, this new mixer looks insane. What? Craziness. Okay. Tweaking more movement. Now let's go here. I think in platformers, traditionally, you can attack while you're moving. Although some platformers like Super Mario, you don't attack at all, right? Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah, easier to tune enemy spacing and hit reactions. Clear readability for player and enemy. Stronger sense of commitment. Can feel clunky or restrictive. Players hate being punished for pressing attack at the wrong moment. If your game is fast and combo driven, allow movement during attacks. If your game is deliberate and timing based, block movement during attacks. If you want both, use partial movement. How can I prevent animations from being cancelled during attack animations right now? If I run a run state while attacking, the animation is overwritten by a run animation. Coding with friends, and by friends I mean fake ones. Use an animation lock during attack states. Prevent movement states from playing locomotion animations even if the state machine switches. Keep movement and animation selections separate. Run state can still update movement, but while attacking, the animation system should refuse to play run, walk, etc. Common ways to do it: add an is animation locked or is attacking flag. Give attack states higher animation priority. Attack states should win over locomotion states. Example priority order. So if run tries to play during an attack, it gets ignored. Let attacks control animation until they finish. Instead of transitioning immediately to run and letting it overwrite the animation, have the attack state start the attack animation, keep control until the animation event timer ends, then allow locomotion animation again. Your run state likely calls play animation run on fixed update, and that keeps overwriting the attack animation every physics tick. A clean fix would be play animation refuses to replace an active attack animation unless the new animation is also an attack animation. For example, conceptually, attack state starts animation lock on, run state starts to tries to play, and gets ignored. Attack finishes and the lock turns off. Add an animation lock. Unlock it when the attack state finishes or when the combo window ends. Let the movement continue if you want, but block non-attack animation overrides. Show me. Because what I'm thinking is, I want to see what it comes up with. Because what I'm thinking is, if I give I could give the animations priority and like play animation. right? There's a state animator dot play, right? This is the one. So I would have to, or go to state animator. What is a state animator? Ah. So state animator is actually supposed to be waiting. Yeah, do after. It's supposed to be waiting, and it doesn't work. It's supposed to be waiting for the animations to finish. But this could also give, this could also do some lockout stuff or priority things. Cool attack animation locked. Do after current animation. Lock attack animation. Oh, hero animation state, weapon aware. Wait, what file is this? Spawn point? Yeah, this isn't hero. Not front swing and back swing. Yeah, no, we'd have to, what we would probably want to do is have some sort of animation priority queue. We'd have to prioritize them somehow. Like something would have to be responsible for prioritizing these. But what I'm looking at here, state animator. Do after. Where do I actually use this? Also on finish. This wouldn't work because we finish the state as soon as we go into the running state. Yes, exactly. If you unlock on finish and your attack state ends as soon as a run takes over, then you need to do instead, don't tie animation lock to the state lifetime, tie it to the attack animation lifetime. Exactly. That means that the attack state starts, the lock animation overrides, the attack animation plays. Or unlock it with a timer. I thought about that too, using a timer. But I think if the, no, I guess the state stays around is actually how it works. So we don't start a new state. I think the way my state machine works is I reuse the states that I have already, if I'm not mistaken. Because that's why here we associate them, and this is where we instantiate literally every state, right? So we'll reuse states. So the states are around if I want to, the states will be around if I want to set a timer in one of them. It's not going to get cleaned up in memory before the timer executes. What do I use do after for? Do after current animation. Oh. So maybe what I can do. So maybe what I should do then is my run state. Or moving hero input state rather. I think what has to happen here then is wherever I'm setting the animation here, yeah, I'm setting play animation. Instead I should do hero dot do after current animation. Yeah, buddy. This way, this animation, the run animation will never interrupt the animation that comes before. But I don't know if that's like, that's not exactly the same, right? That's still different. That's saying that there's no priority for, like, that's saying that the run animation is the lowest priority, which may not be true, right? We might want times, we might want, oh, right, because I actually locked these and I forgot about it. Let's go like that and go like that. Why isn't the state changing? Oh, because I took out the on move, right? Let's put that back. And that has to go back for this one too, probably. Yeah. Oh. Does that get called if I'm not overriding moving hero input state? I might have to put that back too. Oh, that's so much better. I forgot I can do that. This is Xcode. Okay. Oh, that change accidentally removed my attack velocity X, which is 5. Okay. Yeah, that can stay. But we still need a public. Nope, the animation is now complete now. This comes from hero. Animation due after. Current clip dot length. Was it moving hero input state? That's a real issue, and the culprit is the way do after is being called. Do after in your animator helper delays by the current active clip length at the moment it's called. But in your movement state, you're calling it from onFixedUpdate, which runs every physics tick. Oh. You're right, I am. Should probably... I see. Yeah, every frame queue another. Yeah. Don't call do after repeatedly in locomotion updates. Instead, do one of these. Animation lock flag. When attack starts, you lock it. Block non-attack animation changes. Attack state owns its own timing. The attack state should decide when it ends and when normal animations can resume. Animation event. Best if you already have animation clips set up. Add an event on the last frame of the attack animation. Unlock the transition there. Should the play animation be called at all during fixed update? Probably not. I probably want this on start. Right. That should probably be on start. Now I'm thinking about it, right? That makes much more sense. Because the animation will loop anyways. Movement animation. Oh, right, because this will decide which animation we're using. Also, just realized that this should not be needed either. Checking for speed and fixed update is the right place. Keep fixed update for deciding what animation, but only apply the animation when it actually needs to change. Right, because I think play animation is smart. Play. Oh no, new state.name. Wait a sec. I thought it checked to see if the current animation is this animation before playing it, but maybe it doesn't. So this could go into a field, right? And that's fine. But then we can't be doing that. We can't be doing that in onStart. We have to be doing that in fixed update. Hey, keep up the good work. I really like the state machine. Made myself for game. It's so nice to look for someone else's approach. Oh yeah, this one's a little bit interesting. I made mine with different classes. Sometimes I kind of hit myself over the head for the way I did this, but it is kind of clean and I do like it. Right. Animator should be decided. What should decide? Attack, animation, blocks, locomotion, state, animation. I guess they're saying to lock the animation. So in that case, what am I playing it through? I play it through play animation. So I guess what I would do is I would go take this, put this back here, which means we don't need to make this a field anymore. It can go back to being a variable. But if that's the case, then I don't know, I was editing that in the diff view. Then my front sword state should lock the animation. I got it. So play animation, instead of having a separate lock method, I think what I'll do... Actually, I did this before a long time ago. I don't know where that code went. I must have deleted it. I had like I had a priority on the animation, right? And I was actually checking priority. I remember having an enum and being like, okay, let's have priorities. I bounced my ideas off AI, which is really funny because I have no one else to talk to. What if I make an enum for priority and pass priorities to the play animation function? What are the downsides to this approach? That can work, and it's a pretty common approach. Downsides of passing animation priority. You're moving game rules into a low-level API. Play animation starts to become responsible for which animation is allowed, which one wins, and when to ignore requests. This can feel less like play this animation and more like run this whole animation policy engine. Cute in theory, mildly cursed in practice. It might be why I didn't do it. It might be why I pulled it out, because I had it in there at some point. And I don't remember why I removed it. Priority can be hard to reason about. Well, that too. It can hide state problems. You can accidentally create priority inflation. Yeah, no, that's true too, because then the priorities get all mixed up and suddenly everything becomes high priority just to get it to work. I think that might be why I did. It doesn't solve the same priority, different intent. Two animations can have the same priority but different rules. Attack should override walk, but dash should override walk, but attack might not override hit reaction. So priority alone often isn't enough. That's right, you need some state-specific logic. Instead of letting callers pass arbitrary priorities everywhere, you can centralize it, but only a few systems are allowed to use it, or better, wrap it in methods like play locomotion animation, play combat animation. Oh, I like that. Play override animation. That keeps the priority system contained. Why do I want priority in the animation? So the bug I'm trying to fix right now, I'm also trying to decide how I want it to work. But right now the issue I have in here is like when I'm attacking, right? And then I go and I start walking. See, like the attack, Oh, you can't really see because it's broken right now. Because I just broke it. But basically, the attack animation stops, and it gets canceled by the next animation, which doesn't even play the next animation, which is kind of weird, right? So I'm trying to figure out how to allow this animation to play completely before moving into the run animation. Okay. Yeah, I kind of don't like how animation works in Unity, like, at all. Animation events. I have to do that through here somehow, right? Through the animator. I'm also coming back to this project after working in Godot for like a whole year. So it's a little bit, half of it is me just trying to remember how to do things and where everything is and how I set everything up. I made a lot with that. I think it's this, right? The sprite animator. No, hold on. The controller. Yeah, am I crazy? How do I? There's got to be a way that I can move this. How do I move around in here? Hello? How do I move this? Okay, it's right click. No, not this. Yeah, no, I'm using a trackpad. Not this thing. The individual animations. These guys, right? So if I go to backswing and front swing, right? Front swing. There's a panel somewhere. Animator. Not the animator, the animation panel, is that right? Yes. That's what I was looking for. Right? Why is there nothing in here? There it is. How come I can't play it? Control 6. How come I can't play it? Wacky. Open. Yeah, I don't like this thing. I really hate the animation system in this engine. No models available for preview. You have to click go with the animator. Where's go? Click on the ninja object. This one? It's actually on the sprite, the animator, and the sprite renderer. This one? With the animator component? The game object. This one, right? Yeah. And then what do I click? That's the animator. And show animation now. Show it. Where's show animation? Oh, this tab? Oh. No, I can't see it though. Because yeah. Yeah. I guess I'll throw these down here. Actually I can do, I think this is how I had it set up on my other computer. And that should kind of let me see it in the scene view if I do this. Ah, why is it showing me this? Oh, that's game. There we go. There we go. So now I can click on this here, sprite. There we go. So that's just that animation. Okay. But then what you're saying is, I think what you're saying is I add like on this frame, I can add an event or something. Add a keyframe, add an event. Whoops. Function. Oh, how would I even access that? Because that's on Sprite. Oops, I don't know why that got disabled. Sprite does not have my character script. My character script is up here. You add custom events on one frame. Unfortunately, my sprite is on a child of the character controller, which is probably where I would put like the animation complete event or something. Otherwise, I'd have to make some other script. Or move some stuff around. A pretty big change. The hero is the character controller. Because basically this just has to be, it has to, it just has to be a function that's on, yeah, one of the scripts on here, right? I mean, the cheapest, cheesiest thing I can do without like moving everything around right now is just add a script, like an animation helper, and just set a flag on that animation helper. And then I can read from it, from the parent. You know what I mean? It's not beautiful, but it's like a quick way to do it just to test if this will help, you know? So I can do like add script, animation, signal, right? I don't even know where to put that. Now we gotta go find it in here. I could actually probably do this. Oh, that's so much better. Animation helper. Probably just dropped it in here somewhere. Animation signal. Yeah, there it is. So we'll throw that under. Where would that go? Animation. I guess I could throw it under animation, right? There's no scripts in here. I think I have a separate scripts folder, don't I? Yeah, right here. Core. Utilities. Go under utilities. For now. Or player. No, we'll put it under utilities. It can be general purpose. Doesn't have to do anything with the player, actually. We could use it on any animation then. Oops. A sprite. Yes. I didn't mean to open that though. Okay, so now we're going to open animation signal. Why is it not coming up? That's weird. Oh, scripts, utilities, there it is. What's it done? What doesn't it like here? Yeah, namespaces. Right. So fix the namespace. Why are you? Usually when I hit this to fix it, it has the add namespace as the suggested thing, and now it's not doing it. Thank you. The hell was that all about? Okay. And then what I'm going to do here, oh, animation event. Is that what it is? I have to make an animation event? Or I just call a method. I think I just call a method, don't I? What I was going to do is do something like just have a boolean here. Or is animation complete? Yeah, it calls a method, right? It's gross, right? But it's just a tiny little script. And then we would need a... Oh, that's exactly what I was going to do. Right? Something like that. And then I guess what I could do is add on both ends. Add something. So like here, I would go animation signal, start animation. Oh wait, hold on, it's got properties too. Interesting. I could just maybe set the property, but let's just call a method start animation. On animation complete. So I could do that and then find the backswing, come back here. That's not the backswing animation. It is the backswing. Oh yeah, it is the backswing. Oh, I was editing the backswing the whole time. Wait, hold on. There's the front swing. That's why it didn't look different. Oh, the front is the low one. Oh. Why did I think it was the opposite? Probably because right now when I'm looking at it, it's doing the opposite. Okay. I don't know if it's gonna work, but we can try it. And then, whoops. Somehow my workspaces got swapped. That's wild. But whatever. Okay. Okay, so we have that. Right. And then what I would maybe do, play animation. Still thinking about adding this lock parameter. Like, I would lock it and then that can work. A lock parameter is usually better fit than a generic priority enum. Should this animation be allowed to replace the current one? That's easier to reason about than a full priority system. Simple mental model, good for attack. Poof, dash style, don't interrupt me animations. Easier to keep animation rules centralized, less chance of priority number spaghetti. It can become a second state enum, second state system, right? It starts to act like a mini state machine, and you need unlock rules. Actually, I don't do that through here. I do that through okay. So right now I just have like is playing animation and that's how I'm tracking it. But what I really want to do is use it to lock and unlock, right? So I could change the names here to lock and unlock and then just let this thing do the locking and unlocking. Or maybe just let this thing do the unlocking. And the lock would start from the state machine, right? Which would give me, I don't know if I like that because then it's like split a little bit. But what that would give me is it would give me a reliable method for unlocking it. And it would also give me an explicit place in code to lock it. And then this on animation complete could maybe just be an event that whatever. Let's just try just doing it all on this again, just to see if this approach has some meaning to it. And then what I would have to do is go here and add it. Animation signal. And then my play animation is going to check here if right? It would be like this actually, right? But I think what I would do instead, maybe instead of calling this is animation complete, I should rename this to is ready. There we go. And this would signals that the animation is completely playing and is ready for a new animation to play. Yeah, AI completion on my comments is kind of great. I mean, it also spits out stupid redundant spaghetti though, so I don't know, but like, kind of cool. So let's try it. So without changing anything, I think this should help. Nope, not even close. Oh, you know why? Because it's defaults to false. But what it actually has to do, I thought this might happen. I think what it actually has to do is queue it, right? I need a way to queue animations. Which is what I had at some point also. Back, sword, input state. Backswing. Then that gets complicated because then you have a queue and then you have to like drop things, right? Like I'm not gonna queue a running state. Am I? Oh, maybe. It gets weird. I think for this, I need to make like a window for a combo because it's kind of a combo. It's not really a combo because the attacks do the same damage. But I need to put it in like a window. Sorry, this is how I put on my sweatshirt to make sure everything aligns properly. There we go. Ah. It's getting chilly. I don't know why my AC suddenly decided to start working. The other thing I could do. Well, I think that's what this is supposed to do. The clear delay. But move is gonna transition us out of this state instantly. So I can maybe combine this. Where are you from? I am from the US. You can see like it wants to show the animation. That's weird. So we're in the idle state. Instantly drops out. Let's just do 1. Just for argument's sake. To see what happens. Literally not playing one of the animations. Oh. Oh, you know what I just realized? The order that I do this in up here actually probably matters. I just kind of shoved it in somewhere. But yeah, the animator gets made first. The animation signal might have to be there first. Although it shouldn't matter. I think that'll fix that. Ooh, why is that happening? It did do the backswing, or it did do the front swing once. The front swing is the low one. Check out the stack trace. State switch to run from idle. Object reference not set to an instance of an object. Animator.play. State animator. How is my state animator disappearing? Only once. Oh. Trying to figure out how to make it happen again. That's weird. Where does play animation get called from? Can you show me like core scripts from SM? What's SM? Oh, the state machine? It's honestly a little bit hairy. I went a little bit over the top at the beginning. Actually, I think the reason I did have a reason for doing it. State machine. Yeah, I was trying to write unit tests for the state machine at first. And I did. But at the cost of adding some interfaces that I really wish I didn't have to deal with anymore. So we have a hero state machine. Which has a hero state key. And the state machine has an initial state. It has a hero. These are just some convenience things to sort of get around calling everything on the hero. But I ended up calling a lot of stuff on the hero anyways. Should hard stop. Oh, do I use this still? I do. Okay. Thought I removed that. He is dead. It is cooked state. I forgot about that. His goose is cooked. We have some modified movement so that we can add some modifiers to our movement for like falling to apply some extra to modify the movement, not really apply force, but to modify the physics of the movement. So we have this like state map where we register the names of the states as keys. And so what I do is in the hero, in the initializer here in the constructor, in the awake is actually where I do this. I register all the states. So this gives them an enum that I can use, and it associates an instance of a class to that enum value. And so we create all the instances of all the states, and then we reuse them as we cycle through the states, which actually kind of makes the states a little bit stateful. Yeah, I think one of the reasons I did that, well, it makes doing this easier, but I think the other problem is not allowing them to have some sort of inner state, like statefulness. Was like wall jumping and things like that, like counting the number of jumps that we do was a little bit more that's wall jump, was a little bit easier to do, like jump hero input state, if the jump state itself can have a jump count state. This was also kind of the first time I really, not the first time I ever used a state machine, but the first time I tried using it in, so the first time I tried creating one in Unity. I've done much simpler like state machines before. This is kind of how I did it. And so then the state machine itself, hero state machine, hero state machine. What the heck? Wait, for real? No. What? How did that happen? When did that happen? What is with that name? It should just be a hero state machine. Hero state machine. What? That is wacky. I don't know why it doesn't show up in my thing now. I'm gonna have to fix it. I'm gonna undo the refactor, but that's gonna have to get fixed. So we have the different states in here. I have like a reset function and then a switch function. And the switch function, you pass the enum key, and then that enum key does a lookup in the map to figure out which state it has to switch to. And so we say, oh, if the state's valid, if the state's not valid, then we don't change states. We finish the current state. If we have one, then the current state becomes a new state. Then we do some checking for the debug view to update the status of the debug view. We start the new state, and then anytime there's input, switch state. I actually don't know if that's needed. If there's any input during state transitions. We transition to the move state. So there's an on update. So I forward the update and fixed updates to the state machine. And then on poof, on dash, on land, on hero collision. Yeah, and on hero collision, these are like, so on poof, on dash, these are from the, what do you call? I forgot what the component is called, the controller. The player input, right? So those are the methods from the player input. That's a collision Obviously, it's a collider. On land is a method that I made. Current state as on hero landed. Yeah, on hero landed. Yeah, and then this basically passes the when you land on a platform to the state machine. On move that comes from the player controller, the player input, on attacks from the player input, on jumps from the player input, on fires from the player input. Actually, all these transitions, poof and dash, should also be in there. Actually, and on hero collision, all of them should really be in there because they all transition to different. Actually, on hero collision doesn't transition. Actually, I guess these don't really transition either. I don't know why they're called transitions. Jump does transition. Well, jump calls on jump. Yeah, I guess they are kind of transitions. There are methods that can transition us depending on whether the state defines how that state defines it. That's a little bit, like I said, it's a little bit more convoluted than I would have liked, but I do like having them as separate classes each state. I like having them in separate files. I feel like that's pretty good. Obviously, just doing a switch state and enum is like way simpler and less overhead and probably easier to understand. Like even this gives us like life cycle stuff, which yeah, maybe is confusing also, but okay, yeah, I guess I see why, right? Because if we do this, you have all the same life cycle stuff, but if we do this, the difference is that here we organize each state into its own class instead of one class managing every state. So that's what I like about this. It kind of it's just the way that it groups all the code. It's a little bit easier to deal with to some extent, right? Because that means that we're making our instead of having one giant fixed update, we have it spread across separate files. So it's like not necessarily better, just different. This is a little bit more mental overload to some extent, but it also makes the code files smaller and a little bit more organized, which is kind of what I was going for. There might still be a better in between. I did it without enum switch state. You should start from super states, I think. Super states being what? Like base classes? Like ground, in air? Okay, and then you like inherit those is what you did? Because I do have some, I have like hero input state. Which has some interfaces on it, and this is like a abstract class that defines the basic methods, right? Which takes all of the player inputs basically, and then I think maybe collision, yeah, collision and the on hero landed. Oh, sorry, collision's not in there. I guess collision's not in there. Oh, that's weird. But it takes like those basic states, and then what I have is I have like a moving hero input state. And this gives me the overlap for being able to move the character while doing something else. And so I have like run hero input state is a moving hero input state. So kind of like that, I think. That's interesting though that you did ground and in air as states. Because that also in a way makes it more clear. Like you don't need a flag to say that you're in the air then necessarily, right? I actually just updated. I have like an is grounded function that I literally just updated the other day. But I guess you would still need to detect that and then transition to those states or something. So what was I doing here? Trying to get this animation to work. What was I talking about with the chatbot here? It can hide real design issues. If run while he's trying to play during attacks, lock fixes a symptom. One bool may be too coarse. A single lock flag could be too blunt. Right. Instead of a plain bool, I'd use a small policy enum like normal, locked, and override. Normal animations still use play animation. Special animations use lock. True. Locomotion. Play, run. Blocked if something special is locked. Attack. Lock animation. True. End of attack. Unlock animation. Why this is a nice small API change. Bool lock is fine, but if you later need more nuance, you may want to grow into something like normal, locked, and force. How can I show you a picture? That's a good question. You'd have to, I guess, upload it somewhere public. Oh, like one of those public image upload sites. That was gross, actually. That was all completely melted ice water. My mouth is so disappointed right now. Actually, I don't know why it's not playing the first animation at all. Front sword state. Front swing. Can attack on start. Wait, how does this work? Hero state attack. Because on attack. I actually don't remember how this works. Now that I just gave you a rundown of everything. Let's see what's actually happening here. Attack is back sword state. And attack 2 is front sword state. That makes sense. So back sword. Oh, back sword does switch to attack 2. And front sword switches to attack 1. Why is it switching to idle in between? Oh, because it's a moving hero input state. And because right, because back sword uses a short delay. So I was editing the wrong class. It's like insane clear. I cannot express how much it helped me. Oh, okay. Oh, there we go. I mean, sort of, but not really, right? So I'm trying to use this. This basically automatically transitions us back to the idle state. I need to fix this thing because this thing is killing my log right now. There are 2 audio listeners. Hold on. It's completely unrelated to what I'm doing, but I think is really screwing me up. Multiple cameras, loading scenes additively without properly destroying the old scene, using multiplayer systems where both local and remote players have audio listeners. Look for an audio listener component. It's funny because I don't even have any audio in the game yet. Audio listeners. Oh, there's an audio listener. That didn't take too long to find. And where's the other one? I think I have some camera manager. Yeah. Right, because I have 2 cameras. I have a main camera, which probably has an audio listener, and a group camera. Wait, then what the heck is this main camera for? Do I have too many cameras? That might have been it. This, I think, is paired to this computer. Was I right? No, I wasn't. You're making it on play? Oh, it does say gaming turned on. But what is it paired to? I think paired to my iPad. Cinemachine for cameras. And I think I'm using Cinemachine. I don't remember what this is using right now. But I have sort of a complicated camera system here. It's not super straightforward. Because I basically, so my, but yeah, he is using Cinemachine. I mean, it's not super complicated, but what I have here is I have 1 camera per player, and then I have 1 camera when both of the players are on the same screen. I'll show you what I'm talking about when I get my controller here paired. I don't know why this isn't turning off. Forget this device. There we go. Connect. There we go. There we go. So let's see if this still works. So basically when you go over here, see, it becomes split screen. And then when you get closer, it's no longer split screen. That was one of the things I wanted in this game really badly, which is actually really cool. See that? We have two independent cameras that follow the players. Oh, it's multi. Yeah. Whoop. But then when they're next to each other, it joins. I spent a long time getting that to work. Might have to tweak. I might have to tweak it on the y-axis. That was pretty far drop to go without being able to see where I'm going, really. But I do also want to zoom out the cameras a little bit too. I like how big the characters look right now. A lot, but I feel like you can't see enough of the environment. But yeah, that's how the cameras work. But I think that was it. I think that was the only thing that was breaking that. So probably all my scenes have a main camera that doesn't need to be there. Because I see that message a lot. But anyway, the reason why I wanted to delete that is so that I could uncollapse these messages and get better output. Ooh, we crashed. See, I don't know why this is... Oh, did we crash? Yeah, I guess. I don't know why this is happening suddenly. This wasn't happening before. Animator.play. What time is it? Oh, I'm gonna have to go eat soon. Oh, I gotta make dinner. So the other thing I could do here, right, is this could be an event somehow. And so when this gets fired, it triggers an event on the parent somehow. Like for it to really be a signal, we would have to have some sort of subscription happen here. So instead of being a Boolean that we read at a specific point, it would become a subscription. It would become like a stream, like a sequence that we can subscribe to. I don't know how to do that. Have fun. I'll check you next time. I'll go back to my project. It's 2:32 p.m. here. Okay, cool. Yeah, definitely. Thanks for stopping in. And I guess if you haven't already, you're on YouTube, so I guess you can subscribe if you'd like. And then we'll catch you next time. Action. Okay, yeah, it is action. Action.invoke. But don't you have to... So how does the subscriber work? Simple ways to use a completion event and have another class subscribe to it. Event action. Invoke, and then the listener would have the runner you want a more reactive sequence feel, you can wrap events in small reusable signal object. Action dispose. Oh, I see. Yeah, it's still weird. But I think action is kind of what I was looking for. I don't know. I'll come back to this. I gotta eat. I will catch you guys later. Thanks for chatting in, and